Hey guys, it's Brad here from 4Player at PAX Prime 2012. I'm here with Chris Hecker, the famed creator of SpyParty.
Famed.
So it's been a couple of years since we first saw SpyParty here, I think, and can you maybe talk about, and we have a lot of fans of SpyParty, but can you talk about maybe some of the things that have changed over the past couple of years? Or?
I mean, sure. So, like, yeah, the very first year you guys were here, and Nolan actually was in the tournament.
The infamous
He
Nolan.
lost, but he's
a good player.
He came close.
He's really good.
He came close. He got to like 4th place or third place, really. But yeah, he. So that year was like the first. We had no idea what we were doing, and like, you know, it was like the game barely worked. And then since then, so that next year was like more maps and more missions, just, you know, getting it really working.
I saw some of those. That's
the
crazy.
delta between last year and this year is actually really hard for someone on the show floor to see because it's almost all beta stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, nowadays, like, you know, someone comes up and plays a couple games. It's great. I love that new people are playing the game, but I've got people in the beta who've played like 100 hours.
Wow.
Right? And so I'm basically tuning the game for them right now and not making it accessible. So it's not that different from last year from the standpoint of if you just sat down and had only played a couple games and then play them again. But if you're an expert player, like all my booth helpers are like top of the leaderboard people, if you're an expert player, there's tons of tuning difference. It's a very different game.
Well, speaking of expert players, would you say you've come across like somebody who couldn't be beaten? Have you met your match?
I lost a long time ago. I'm totally obsolete. I actually have to practice. I asked I'm friends with Rob Pardo, who's the design director of whatever side, Blizzard. Basically. And he's on the GDC advisory board with me. So I talked to him, and I was like, after I was first starting to get beat at SpyParty, I was like, how much time would you say the StarCraft 2 tuning designers spend playing? It's 3 to 4 hours a day. Cool. I'm like, when am I gonna? So yeah, I mean, to be competitive at a StarCraft, Counterstrike, Street Fighter game, which is, you know, level player skill game, which is what I want to do here, like, you just have to play so much. So I'm way behind in terms of playing. So I'm an okay player still, but like there's people way above. I mean, probably 4 out of 5 booth helpers could beat me almost every game.
Wow. Well, speaking of competitive games, I saw you were recently at EVO.
Yeah, that's fun.
I knew you were nervous going into that. How was the response?
We didn't
by the
get beat up,
community?
so that's like a good thing. Like we, you know.
Did they embrace it?
Yeah. Well, there was. So my favorite times were when like someone would walk by and go like, "Oh, what's this sim shit?" and then like sit down and play.
Yeah.
And then go like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
And so like we got these like there was this group of Soul Calibur guys who came and just like fell in love with it and started bringing all their friends over, and they were yelling and screaming, and there's some YouTube videos of them playing.
Cool.
So it was really great. Everybody who sat down to play it like thought it was a lot of fun and like thought it could feel the depth. So we got a bunch of made-up signups from there. So I'm super happy about that. Like it just takes so long to have a competitive multiplayer game, like, you know, be trusted by players who are into really deep games. You know, if you've been playing Street Fighter for a long time, like your sense of, you know, tuning is very acute.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so like it just takes a long time for them to trust a new game, right? So it's great. It's a good step forward. So hopefully we'll go back to EVO next year and more people will know about it. And yeah, I mean, eventually ladders and tournaments and all that kind of stuff would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it'll ever be, you know, EVO's a fighting
Commentators,
game.
maybe?
Yeah, I mean, there's some commentated games on YouTube right now.
Oh, wow.
If you go and search on YouTube for SpyParty playthroughs, there's some commentations now even. I need to add a bunch of features that help that out. Like, there's no replays or spectation right now. It's like you're in the lobby and you see 2 people playing, but you can't watch them play. So that'll be huge.
Cool, yeah.
But yeah, there's Twitch TV streams of it and stuff like that. I mean, not like, you know, League of Legends, there's 5,000 Twitch TVs. Like, here it's like one
we know
every
how that
couple
goes,
days.
yeah.
Exactly, you guys. So. Yeah, but it's great. I mean, it's like on the road. I got to add a bunch of features that'll help that kind of commentation.
Speaking of new features,
yes.
I saw the recent post about the new art style that y'all finally debuted.
Yeah.
I have a question about that, though.
Okay.
Is there any concerns that like this new art style might affect, I guess, one, how people play the game?
Oh yeah,
because,
huge concern.
The models.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's visually a lot noisier than the current art style, but I can't decide ahead of time. I'm not sure who it's going to help because, like, on the one hand, there's 2 arguments for both. Like, on the one hand, you know, it's way crunchier and way more visually detailed, so it's noisier for the sniper. But on the other hand, the character's going to be more distinct, so they're easier to remember. Where right now, a bunch of those characters are just texture swaps of the same mesh. So I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put in a map with the new characters and the new map art style, which we haven't figured out yet, and the new object art style, next to the existing maps, not take them all out, and then just wait a long time. Be really conservative.
Is this art style revamp coming soon to the beta?
No.
No. Okay.
It takes a long. I mean, 3D. don't ever make a network 3D game. Network is impossible and 3D is impossible. So.
I remember a couple of years ago when we first saw this game, we were like, oh my God, when is this coming out? Just put it out now.
Well, remember a couple of years ago, I was like,
and you all said like
years.
a couple of years, and it's a couple of years now.
It's still a couple of years out. It's funny. It's this constant amount. But so that guy over there, I don't know if he's on the camera, but is John Cimino. He's the artist, and there's actually these big banners we have, but Storyteller's set up right now. But yeah, so the idea is put it in as a separate level and then make sure it's really tuned perfectly before we replace the other levels. I don't want to screw anything up because the gameplay is the most important. That's why we've been like ugly for so long. I don't care. Like I want the game to be perfect and then I can make it beautiful.
All right, well, our fans, they're big SpyParty fans and they want to know a little bit about Chris Hecker, the man. I follow you on Twitter and it's like you're either posting about all the coding and bug fixes you're doing, and then if it seems like in your free time you're just watching people play SpyParty or studying data. Do you ever like play any games? What's the last cool game you've played?
The last cool game I played, oh man, I've been so fried getting ready for PAX. I played a game the other day, and what was it? So, at the place we're staying, we're downloading a whole bunch of X-Blade games and playing all these crazy X-Blade games. But they were playing DLC Quest last night.
No, I played that. That game's really cool.
It's hilarious. But what was like? I just played a game and I can't. Like you don't have. My brain is mush. I'm sure your brain is mush.
Okay.
You know what the biggest disappointment I have lately is everyone's the rumors about like Last Guardian getting canceled.
Oh no, that's tragic.
I know. That's the game I'm really looking forward to. There's not that many games I look forward to because I'm really, really, picky and I really want people to move the art form forward and stuff like that.
And Team Eco, they can do that.
And so like, I mean, I just really want that game to ship. Like, it's just there's so few games that push the ball forward.
Really cool.
So let's see what else. Oh, Counterstrike Go. I've been playing CS:GO. Cool. So I'm a big Counterstrike fan. Oh, that feels really retro. It's like whoa. It's like
they didn't want to mess with a good thing. So.
I haven't played. I haven't actually. I mean, it's basically like the M4 and the AK. So I suck so bad at Counter-Strike now. I got in there and I was just like, oh right, and they're all still good.
I don't play much Counter-Strike.
It's a
we
great
do
game.
have plenty of Counter-Strike fans that are. They keep talking about this map called Dust. I guess that's pretty important. I don't know.
So like, I didn't play Counter-Strike Source at all, and so I like Dust. I guess I've never played Dust 2 before, and there's like all these other ways to get around.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there in a place that would have been safe in Dust, and I get shot from behind. I'm like, wait a second. So it's like a big investment, but like, I mean, Counter-Strike was really inspirational to me actually because like I say, I usually mention those 3 games like Counter-Strike, StarCraft, and Street Fighter as like the kind of video games that like have that kind of just intense player skill community. There's not like hats. There's not like pay for upgrades to armor to like whatever. Like I mean, there's a little there's the buy loop in Counter-Strike, but it's very inside the game. It's very part of the game and the meta game. And so like I want SpyParty to be this intense player skill game where it's just your skills.
So you don't want to be able to like upgrade your character so they have stuff like smoke bombs and poison, like
I mean,
various assassin skills.
You could imagine different characters having different things they're good at in battle. Like there's gonna be a character in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
And so they might move a little slower or might have to turn a little wider, but they're lower down so you can't see them behind a crowd. I want that kind of thing to be intrinsic to the character, not like an upgrade path or a microtransaction or things like that. Because like, I mean, I really want that like, I mean, at the far end, there's Counter-Strike and StarCraft and Street Fighter type games. But then like, past that is like what I would consider Go or poker, Texas Hold'em, like just this humanity's best games that they've ever designed, and like you want that level of player skill for just it'll last forever.
Really cool. One last question. Yeah. Are you familiar with this game called Chasing Aurora? It's another indie developed game. It's over in the indie mega booth. Well,
I haven't had time to go over there.
So it's actually been a PAX a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a couch co-op indie game.
Right.
But I went over there and it was kind of strange because I was playing it with the Wii U and it has asynchronous gameplay, kind of like SpyParty, where one person who was using the Wii the Wii U gamepad had an advantage. And when I was playing that, I thought of, oh, this could work to play SpyParty on a couch on a single screen.
I have a Wii U dev kit.
You do have a Wii U dev kit. Okay, I was gonna pitch this to you.
Good idea.
Okay, well okay. I don't want to bring up the past, but how many GameCubes would you say you have to duct tape together to make a Wii U?
My friend Jeff Roberts, who's like
that's a joke.
He said 12. Actually.
12?
Yes.
That's a lot. That's quite a step forward from the Wii.
But no, I mean Nintendo, to their credit, like I mean, they don't hold a grudge. Like they were like, your game's perfect for SpyParty's perfect for Wii U.
Great.
We should do this. Like sent me a dev kit and everything. So yeah. So I mean, I haven't actually I plugged it in once and then unplugged it. And it was like I don't have time for this.
It'd be perfect.
But hopefully I'll get it on there and we'll see at some conference somewhere. Maybe we're talking about GDC. Maybe it'll be like on Wii U by GDC and we can play on the show floor.
Anyways, thanks as always,
yeah,
Chris.
Totally. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome.
We'll see you probably at PAX Boston
yes,
when the game is still not out. Yeah, no, Nolan will be here soon.
Oh, is he? Okay, cool.
No, he's not here. Sorry.
He's not here. He's in school.
He is your #1 fan. He was very sad about not coming.
Awesome.
Anyways, thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
4playerpodcast.com for more interviews and whatnot from PAX Prime.
Whee!